Guess we'll put it in the chat.
All right, for those of you watching not live, we're just gonna wait a few seconds till we post the link in the chat.
And if you're not
Put this
watching
on
live,
live.
kind of just leave your like predictions and stuff in the comments for us. And like if you want it like longer podcasts or shorter, or what you think would make it better for us. We do this kind of like every year and try to get everybody. And we'll do like that kind of stuff. So do that for us if you're not watching while we're live. All right. Just gonna wait a few seconds.
So if anyone's watching, what do you guys think of the season so far? You guys happy with your teams? You guys happy with the way your guys are playing? As you know, a lot of you know, we switched from sim to comp. Do you like the switch? Would you would you, did you enjoy it better on sim? Are you liking it better on comp if you played on comp already?
I don't know. I don't really see that big of a difference between comp and sim. Well, comp I kind of see a difference, and it's kind of I don't know how I would explain sim versus comp. I understand sim gets you sort of like some of those animations, but I had those in comp too, which kind of bother me.
Yeah, I think sim is a little more like overall based. So it's like if your a team is a higher overall, you usually play a little better. But
Yeah,
so comp is more like user versus user skill. But
I don't. Ooh,
I it's that's how it's meant to be. And
I
then
mean, yeah,
I have noticed actually on sim there are more penalties because comp it was there were less like holding, just like random penalties like holding things you can't control like
yeah,
holding, just stuff like that, walk in the back. But there are less penalties of things you can control. More like on comp, there's more face masks if you have your ball carrying or your strip ball on aggressive, and there's more fumbles if you have your ball carrying on aggressive, just stuff like that.
yeah.
Like your choices actually really impact the play style.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another Combo League podcast. Of course, if you're new or not new, I am Avengers. Alongside me is the other owner of this channel, Lima.
What's up, guys? Great to be back for another week.
We're hoping y'all are doing great. Like I said at the beginning, if you are watching this after or even right now, in the chat and or in the comments, please tell us how you would like this podcast to go. Make it better. Doesn't need to be shorter, longer, more stuff to it, less stuff to it. But let's get right into it. We're first going to go with the games of the week. Yes, we did not talk about week one. We kind of skipped week two. We're trying to this right now of kind of going everything, every couple advances, but we'll see how it changes. All right, so first game of the week. Who do we have? Who do we have, Lima? Who's first game of the week for us?
So first game of the week we have here both 2-0, the Cowboys and the Seahawks. All right, so for those of you that don't know, we usually don't predict our own games if we're in it. So I'm gonna let Avengers do the prediction for this one.
Yeah, Avengers gets to do predictions. Uh, all right, predictions for this game. Both great squads. Seahawks and the Cowboys after the draft and everything and what they do and don't have. Both have good users on both sides of the ball for offense and defense. When it comes to all around, we Cowboys do have a better offensive line, meaning I see them getting a lot more protection to throw or run the ball. Seahawks have, of course, they have Russell Wilson, who's led their team. They do now have DK Metcalf, a big target in that passing
Stud.
game. Chris Carson, who's actually done very well for the Seahawks defense. Uh, great users. You have Bobby Wagner for the Seahawks, plus Shaquille Griffin. And then, of course, the Cowboys do have Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. Both secondaries, the Cowboys have a better secondary. As you know, the Seahawks have lost a lot in that secondary for them. Uh, I have to say, though, based on users and based on knowledge of the game and who plays, I have to give this to the Seahawks just because of the formations and what they have on offense and defense. I have to give this to the Seahawks. Coming out on top, giving the Cowboys their first loss.
Don't feel like you're forced to vote for me.
I'm not forcing. Well, it's kind of hard
All right.
because, see, you're saying forcing because if I was really going to be that kind of person, I'd have to go with my team, which would be the Cowboys. I'm going based on user and knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know. You sleeping on that secondary a little bit. You got some
Uh,
studs in that secondary.
like I said, you Seahawks have lost a lot of secondary, so the Cowboys could come out on top, beating that secondary. User wise, you do have the best middle linebacker. Plus, you have Griffin, who is a very fast guy. And on offense, you might not have the O line like the Cowboys do, but you do have some very big targets on that offense.
All right, so we don't want to spend too much time talking about one game. So let's take a look at this next game. I'm really excited for this next game actually. The Patriots versus the Lions. The Real Prophet versus Bambi Killer 23, who is new to Combo League but definitely not new to Madden.
No,
So I mean, I'm really excited for this game. I say that because both teams are great defensively.
another 2-0
Um,
versus 2-0
both
matchup.
users, yeah, both not necessarily both team rosters, but both users are great defensively.
Oh, definitely.
Lions with the I don't remember the exact number. I know, but it was some crazy interceptions for the first 2 weeks, which is just some crazy.
As a team, they have 17 interceptions already in 2 weeks overall, and I think he's used a lot of them, because some were by his corners, but what I saw of game week 2, a lot came from linebackers, which I think he was using.
Yeah, and you got the Blitzmaster Prophet on defense.
The
So
Blitzers.
this is this is gonna be a game, guys. I really hope this one gets streamed because I mean I'm really excited to watch. I do like watching defensive games. I know a lot of people don't, but I like watching games where it's like user versus user skill and it's like a battle to score.
Yeah. Well, kind of go. If y'all know us, we don't want to keep these too long, but we do like to give a lot of information. As Lima said, Prophet, the Patriots, he's learned to blitz very well. He's got very fast, very fast secondary on his team. The Lions, what I've seen, they have very fast linebackers and a very good user on that side. But what about offensively? What are you seeing offensively versus the Lions versus the Patriots and what they do have?
You know, I don't know too much about the way the Lions guy plays on offense, but I know that Prophet, the Patriots, has a really good run game, so it's going to be interesting
And he
to see how that plays out.
definitely does have a good amount of running backs on that side for the Patriots. Got still has Tom Brady. Might not be the fastest to roll out with, but very accurate on that side. The Lions, uh, they of course have they have young targets. I love to say, and especially when the new tight end they have. I think if he can play very well, get past the blitzes, and not be shook up by them, I think he has a good chance of throwing the ball or running the ball with that team. So, what are your predictions? Who do you think is going to come out on top?
I'm actually going to go with the Lions in this one. I know on paper Patriots probably have a little better of a team, but I mean, From what I've seen against Prophet, people who have a really good defense and shut down his offense seem to come out on top.
Hmm. I don't
Plus, I
know.
feel like I. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting, but let
No,
me
no,
add. I,
you
f- I feel like this Lions guy is elite enough of a player to be able to beat or at least like counter the heavy blitzing of the Patriots. So that's kind of another reason why I'm going with him in this one.
well, I'm really knowing how looking on what I've seen from both teams and from both users. The Lions has a great user, and I know Prophet. What I've seen in Prophet is he still knows the he knows how to blitz, but he has done decently of getting better with his zones and stuff, and just man itself, especially with the speed he has. And I think I just knowing seeing the on like if we're going off of paper, the D line of the Lions, I think that Prophet might have a chance of being able to run the ball very well during this game. So I'm gonna have to say that the Patriots can come out on top on this one.
All right, so once again we're torn on this game, so hopefully they do stream because I'm really excited to see this one.
Yeah. All right, guys. Those are our games of the week. We'll try, depending on what y'all say, if y'all want to see like every week. We'll try to bring a podcast every week. Uh, we'll, like I said, we'll try. Still pretty busy, so we're trying to do this as much as possible. But on to our next thing, which is our stat leaders of the NFL after the past 2 weeks. As you've already heard, we did talk about 17 picks for the Lions overall, which gives them a leg up in the user column. All right, NFL, the entire NFL passing, and this is where I was coming with the passing numbers. Tom Brady leading the NFL with 843 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions after 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's pretty good. A little over 400 yards a game. Wow, and that's I know he has a good rushing attack, but if Patriots is leading in passing too, he could be pretty deadly.
Yeah. Can we talk about how Baker Mayfield has 0 touchdowns through 2 weeks? Yeah, we can. I've been playing pretty bad. I'll even say that live on this podcast. I've been playing pretty fucking bad. But that's what
That's
happens when
fine.
you take a lot of months off from this game, come back for like a week, and then take a lot more off. I'll get back into my groove. I'll get back into playing well. Baker could have had a couple touchdown or two last game, but he decided he wanted to overthrow every pass he could possibly do. So Baker gets blamed for week 2. Baker doesn't get blamed for week 1. All right,
All right,
let's look at
but
that.
I would just want to point out real quick, if you look at passing touchdowns, the leader is actually Lamar Jackson, who
In what? Oh, in
in
passing
passing touchdowns.
touchdowns. 8 touchdowns, 4 picks. Well, look at that, Mahomes. Our legendary Chiefs guy who's in the chat right now. Talk about Baker. I might not have any touchdowns, but you ain't doing so hot yourself with your touchdown to pick ratio, my man. But Lamar is doing well. 504 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 picks, 61% on his completion rate, which is really not that bad at all. Has a 100.6 passer rating. And then Pat Mahomes is second. Carson Wentz is right there. So technically,
All right.
Tom Brady's doing the best, in my opinion, out of all of them with his yards, completion ratings, and his touchdown to pick ratio. All right,
All right, let's head over to rushing. Take a quick look at who's leading the league in rushing yards.
Todd
And
Gurley.
not surprising, Todd Gurley, 344 rush yards, 4 touchdowns.
A 9.3 average. Not bad at
He's
all.
almost averaging, yeah, 200 yards a game. That's really good.
No fumbles. And then we got David Johnson. He's got less yards, but pretty much a good average. 9.6. 130 yards, 2 touchdowns per game. Yeah. There we go. Number 3, Ty Johnson. Ooh, sleeping on the Lions' run game. He's right up there too. 249 yards, 8.6 average, 3 touchdowns, 124.5 averages a game. I don't know if he'll be able to do that with Profits blitzes, but
Yeah, we'll
he
have to see.
where's actually now that I'm looking at it, we know that Profit has a good run game, but where is his running back?
He must not be trying to run much this year, but
Yeah, I'm kind of going down and oh, there he is. Damian Harris is his top guy. 13 attempts for 60 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then there's Sony Michel, 17 for 50 and 2 touchdowns. Kind of, like I said, he has a bunch of running backs, and I think he's giving a lot of runs to different guys on his team. But so we know who's the rushing leader, but how about touchdowns? Who's actually the top? Todd Gurley's tied with Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook for rushing touchdowns.
all right. So
Congrats.
going over to receiving right there. Actually, not. I mean, it is a little bit of a surprise to see Deshaun Jackson leading the league. 314 receiving yards off of only 8 receptions and 1 touchdown.
Averages 157 yards a game. Longest of 58. We have Tyreek Hill. That's not a surprise to really see right there. Tyreek Hill being the fastest player. 11 receptions, 262, and 3 touchdowns. Long of 78. Averages about 131. Antonio Brown, the new Raider. DK Metcalf. Been used a lot, huh, Lima? Already
Yeah,
been
decent
used
amount.
a decent amount, guys. 12 receptions, 243, averaging 121. And then Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley is actually number 5, the new Buffalo Bill. That's actually it's good to see different names in these top guys instead of the same people. Oh, and Miles Boykin, the rookie out of Notre Dame from last year, actually 10 receptions, 209 yards, and leading the league in touchdowns with 4.
All right, should we head over to the defensive side of the ball?
Ah, that's the best place to be.
Let's check it out. Oh, look, leading in tackles, you got Raquan McMillan with 20 tackles. Pretty good for a user.
Oh, you're looking at Solo.
Yeah.
Solo, yeah, he's leading with 20. And then Jayon Brown, 16. And Prince of Mukamara actually was 16. Cornerback, few
It's a little
cornerbacks.
surprising to see a
Yeah,
corner that high.
yeah, a few corners actually up there with tackles. And if we look at all tackles, Prince of Mukamara is right there too. And then actually 2 safeties are actually up there. Or actually in a corner. So that's actually cool to see that it's not just linebackers or ends like D line. It's actually cool to see that the rest of the team getting involved. So let's look at sacks. Who's our sack leader? Stephon Tuitt with 7. Stephon Tuitt's really getting in there. I can actually vouch for that. He got in there a lot during the game against me. Don't know why my guys didn't block, but they didn't. Jabal Sheard, Aaron Donald, and Jeffrey Simmons. Some guys you really wouldn't expect.
And going over to interceptions, it's not surprising at all to see a Lion at the top with how many interceptions he's got this year. 5 total interceptions with Gerard Davis. And the next is another Lion, Darius Slay, with 3 interceptions.
Well, you could also on mine it says Jonathan Jones, but yes, Darius Slay's right there too. Jonathan Jones, that's what I was talking about. Lions have a great user, great corner, but so do the Patriots. So it's gonna be a really big defensive game. That game's gonna be a big one. I'm hoping to see a low-scoring game. What do you think, Matt? You think it's gonna be low-scoring or high-scoring?
No, I kind of think it's going to be low scoring.
It's gonna be a low-scoring game with the two users. Obi Malafanu too, another Patriot. So a corner and a safety for the Patriots, and a corner and a linebacker for the Lions. And then Eric Berry's there too. All right, all right. Hang on, I gotta see the chat because that thing's getting blown up. Thank God talking about the Ravens from what? It sacks Patriots. Okay, can you move on? Can you move on from the Lions and Patriots? Well, when there's some of the top users and it's showing a lot of leading, they're leading in a lot of categories right now. So we know it's
Hold
going
on,
to be a tough game.
I just want to point something out. Head over to kick return and sort it on touchdowns.
Sorted on touchdowns. Ooh, Jamal Agnew, 5 kick returns, 300. Man, he is going off on those kick returns.
And yeah, only 5 returns and 3 of them are for touchdowns.
375 yards. Wow. So the Prophet's gonna have to watch out for the kick return then. If he's already been going off like that.
There must be some secret I don't know about for kick returns.
No, yeah. I wanna, but 2 good games, two really good games of the weeks. Uh, let's see how many is leading here. Anybody leading for punt returns since we're looking at it? Nope. Not really much for yardage on punt returns, and there's no touchdowns. I actually want to see something. I want to see kicking. Kickers usually never really get much. They really never get a lot of love in these things. So Ram, Greg Zerline, 5 field goals made out of 6, longest of 57. Was he? Which one did he miss? What did he miss? Looks like it was a 50 or more yard one that he missed. So that's who's leading us in our kickers. All right. Let's see what else we got. It's our friendly neighborhood Chiefs user. Please, it's hurting. You're talking about kickers. Please stop. We don't need to analyze every stat. What's so bad about kickers? See, that's what I'm talking about. Kickers don't get much love. Kickers should get a little love. Sometimes kickers are what wins you a game or loses you a game.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so next thing we want to talk about here is the players of the week so far. You can look at both weeks here and just see who's getting some love here. The top performers of each week.
Week 1. Well, that's not a surprise right there. Todd Gurley with week 1, Gerard Davis, Tom Brady, and Walker. Look at that. Again, Lions and Patriots, and even the Rams.
Yeah.
Week 2, Jameis Winston. It's actually see a buck on there.
That wasn't a loss too.
Joe Flacco, 1 quarterback. Oh Lord. Another Lion. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that.
Don't ask me. Don't
And
even
then
ask me to
Jayon
try.
Brown with so pretty good stats going on. Joe Flacco. Yes, that's what we just said. Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco won AFC Offensive Player of the Week in week 2. So, like we said, we hope y'all do enjoy these. We kind of like to go in depth, or I like to go in depth about how players are doing or what I really think about these games. Hopefully y'all like the stat line. We'll probably bring you because we were asked about uh, who would win the awards at the end, who would be rushing leader, passing leader. We'll probably bring that in. Would say about week 9. We might do one week 9 and talk about who we think is going to win there, because that's to me that's halfway through our season, and we can really get a feel for who's playing well and who's not. Anything
Yeah,
do
that
you want
sounds
to
like a
add?
good plan. No, I think we're all set for this week.
Can we get a Browns team building CFM? Nope, I don't do the team builds. There's a lot of that on YouTube already, and you can go see those. I don't do them, and I don't I don't know if Matt would do one. I just want to see Browns versus Pats. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen there. But like always, we do hope you enjoy. We do hope you do leave your comments. Maybe you want to say who's gonna win games of the week, who's gonna win at the end of the year. Uh, Tell us how y'all like the podcast. If we have to change anything, or it's good the way it is. Maybe you want longer or shorter, but we hope you do enjoy. Of course, I am Avengers. Alongside me is Lima.
Great to be back for another week.
Always. But hope y'all have a good night. We'll see you on the next week of Madden Combo Podcast. See you later.